Welcome back and Happy New Year. I hope everybody had a good New Year's. I certainly just stayed home and went to sleep like a lot of other people because I had to work in the morning. But hope you all had a good New Year's. Hope you all having a very good beginning of the new year. And with that, hopefully we get some good ideas and we'll move on into the new year with another new year, right? Too many New Years. All right, so somebody asked me to do bananas and getting interrupted by my dog already. But somebody asked me to do bananas on my RedHead because their girlfriend received a dehydrator that they wanted to try to do some bananas. But I don't have any bananas in the kitchen other than what I'm going to use up there for banana bread. What I do have is apples. What we'll do is we'll do some apples today, and then perhaps the next video or the video after we'll kick in some bananas. He said his girlfriend tried to make the bananas and they came out really mushy even though they didn't follow the instructions from video number 2 with the Cabela's. They don't have a Cabela's and I don't have one anymore either. I got rid of the thing after having to take over 24 hours to literally make those chips. And his bananas turned out mushy even though they took quite a while to make, but they kept playing with the temperature, and I think he said his girlfriend ran it at 55 degrees, which I'm not quite certain if that's exactly what they did. But let's jump into this. I've got several apples here. You can tell they've been sitting in my fridge for a while, but they're still good and solid. As long as they're in the fridge, they'll last quite a while. What I like to do is just go ahead and slice them like this with this slicer here. This actually dequarters them. And then I'll go ahead and I'll recut them again another length. So I have my cutting board, I have my slicer, and I got myself a good knife here to be able to do that. We'll go ahead and start with just a couple of them here. I'm not going to have you stand through and watch me do the whole boring process. Slice, slice, slice. So slice them up. Decore it. Garbage. I don't know if somebody has an idea to use those old apple cores. Feel free to do so. If they have a leftover piece of the seed or the husk of the seed in there, I just do a little triangular cut and I get rid of it. It's not going to change the taste of your apple by doing so. And when I was a kid, we used to actually eat the seeds that came out of these things until you got a stomach ache. We had a few apple trees in the backyard up north. I live up north. For those of you that aren't familiar with why I chose Northern Southern as a name, it's because I live down here in the South. I'm in Florida. And I've always really enjoyed the North, but some things changed and I wound up having to stay down here for majority of 33 years, so I am looking forward to going back up. I actually bought some property up there recently and have been up there over Easter weekend and just came back again July, I believe it was. Actually closed in the house in July, so not too long ago. I think September, October. It's really nice up there. Oh my God, that's up in Wisconsin. Really nice. Glad to see the old town is still doing pretty good. It's lost a lot of residents, which makes it an even better town because now it's pretty empty. But so there, we got these apples here so far. Not bore you with my chatter and doing all those apples, but get your wedge, simple wedge. This is such an easy thing to do. I think there's no excuse why you can't do this at home if you have a dehydrator. Any dehydrator will do this just fine. Apples always turn out for me real good. I don't even really have to put them back in for any length of time. What I do is my main rule of thumb. I've been dehydrating for about 3 years, and the channel's not going to be all about dehydrating. You'll see some other stuff going on. But the apples I found, I run them usually the same as everything else. A lot of people are going to kind of flip out over time and how much I run it for, but the temperature. But I do 145, which is the max of this RedHead. And I'll say it in probably several other videos. I run it for 145 at 12 hours. The thing with 12 hours is you can always come back and check it out. That's one good thing about it. If it's sitting in your house, and this one here is far quieter than that Cabela's, but you can always just check it out. What I'll do is I'll hit 8 hours, and then I'll check it. I'm sorry, 6 hours. After 6 hours, I'll check it. Sometimes you have to flip them over, and actually it probably doesn't hurt it because you can kind of remove it from the tray. I have these screens that go in there, and the apples could sit on the regular rack or they can go on the screen, but with the screen I can actually, when they come off, I can just give them a good twist and it all breaks loose and falls off, especially if after 6 hours on there or even 12 hours on there they've been sitting and you think, oh, okay, maybe time for a little more time on it, but just flip it over. You peel them right off, stick them back down again. Gives the other side a chance to dehydrate or to lose fluid. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these all cut up, and we'll be back in just a little bit. For me, it's probably going to be a little longer than what you have to actually wait, because as soon as I snap my fingers, it'll pretty much be done. All right. So we'll be back in just a little bit. I'll have these all on the tray, and I'll see you in just a few minutes. All right, so we're finishing up the last of these. This is about an apple and a half. Actually using almost all 6 of these trays. Actually, we're using all 6 of these trays for the most part. This last one's going to be fairly empty. One thing I'm not putting on these things is the preservative, the fruit preservative that I mentioned in the second video, which actually keeps things from going brown. The bananas are pretty good with it. Apples, I find that I don't really need it too much because they're going brown on me right now just by cutting them and handling. The bottom trays down here, which didn't take long from the time I started this video till now to actually get this sliced up and done. And frankly, I don't mind the fact that my bananas, excuse me, my apples are a little on the brown side. So, my sink here. So I experiment a little differently with these. That's what it's all about, is experimentation. But every other tray I've done with one of these screens in there. The other one I left it just the bare rack. And I also went and inverted it. The best thing about this RedHead is that the trays can be inverted so that if I turn it around, they're tighter down to the fruit, but I find that because these apple slices are somewhat thick, they're getting compressed down. So we're flipping it around, using the high end, give it some more room. Later on, after the 6 hours, when I check on them, I can reduce it down because they'll have shrunk down quite a bit. Yeah, like I was saying, they're going to brown regardless of what you do. They're apples brown, but they're really good. I've already tried a couple samples of just the raw apples, and these apples should turn out really well. So there we go. We got the trays all set up, all 6 trays. Okay, turn this around and actually put this closer too. There we go. All 6 going on the RedHead. Now I'm going to set this for, like I said, 145. Excuse me. Did not plug this in. And as I have only one outlet over here, there we go. Set the time first because this thing, as I told you, acts up. 10, 11, 53, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 hours. Now I can go ahead with the temp. And it won't change the time. And then we hit start. And we set it and forget it for 6 hours. Let me move these out of the way. Don't leave food that might go bad. I got these off my tree just a little bit ago before I started this. But yeah, don't leave any kind of food around it that you don't want it to get warm. So otherwise you're gonna have some bad food. All right, well that's it for that. I'll see you in about 6 hours, maybe a little longer, and then we'll go from there. I'll show you the product halfway through. If it's going bad, believe me, you'll be the first to know. All right, see you in about 6 hours. Well, we're back. It's actually been about 7 hours. Pull these trays off. And just as I had expected, the top trays didn't get too much, but they are going to get rotated anyway. As we get down, you can see they're getting drier and drier. But we'll just keep rotating. Actually, let me back this up. We can rotate the trays so that they're tighter together now. That will reduce the amount of air that's having to go through and stick out the top. No, that one didn't want to go. And you see some of these apples are still a little high. That's pushing up on it, but it's not going to affect the drying at all. See, as we got down there, some of them are actually kind of already getting rather small. There. I will finalize the last 5 hours or so. I'll see you when it's done. Well, we're back, and I gotta be honest with you, when I got up this morning, since I get up at 2:30 on my days that I gotta work, I didn't quite feel like getting to this, so I left it. When I came home, being in Florida, one of the downsides that we have to dehydrating anything, especially in this house, is humidity. Humidity, if you don't touch something quick enough, it softens back up again. So I ran them again for another 4 hours when I got home. Didn't need to really, if you like them chewy. Like some of these on the top are still a little, but you also have some that snap. And they're pretty good. The humidity gets to them again, so I just ran it for another 4 hours, got rid of a lot of the humidity off of them, and which you don't have to do. These things are great. You just break right in half. And as you can see, since they're on the trays, actually the little test that I had done was the ones with the trays like this, screens, how they would dry compared to the open trays. And on the open trays, they got a lot crispier. Man, these things are just falling apart. And that's the way I like them. If you like them soft, then you probably don't have to add the extra 4 hours for getting rid of the humidity. But I see no real difference, really big, except they're just a little drier than the others. And on these screens, let me show you real quick, if you can make that out, is you see how they didn't really turn that brown? As I said that they're going to turn brown anyway, but pretty much what I'm seeing is the brown that you're seeing on these apple slices. The other side is fine. They're not even brown. So if you like them the way I do, which is nice and crispy, you're not going to worry about a little browning, but they didn't really brown much at all. So I'm going to go ahead and finish these up, get rid of them into a bag, and then I'll put them aside and snack on them later. So there you go. That's finishing out this one. If you guys have any questions about stuff, comments, concerns, still haven't heard any comments about a good camera other than this one that I'm using, because otherwise, as you can see, the light above my head is glowing on me, and I know I could find something better. So if you have a good suggestion for one that's not going to break the bank, then please add your comment below. Additionally, if you want to see something specifically done, let me know. A lot of it's already been done out there, but this is the RedHead. I know I don't see a lot of videos out there for the RedHead until I get my new replacement one, which I haven't found one on my research to really jump at. I may just go with another RedHead, but the bigger one. I see the 10 tray out there, the 8 tray. I got a 6 tray, but they have a really nice stainless one out there too, which is a little pricey, but we'll give it a try, maybe someday. So that's it. I'll leave you for the night. I'm going to go to bed because, like I said, I ran us another 4 hours, so we're looking at near 10 o'clock. So with that, I'll wish you a good night, and perhaps next time your video you see, we'll do a little fruit leather, or even get those bananas out of the way. All right, so have a good night, and I will see you on the next one.